Belly, and welcome back to Read Without. So, we all have our own group chat. And when I say one group chat, the main group chat that is always active, is always texts in. And I thought, because I'm a reader, and I have a really active group chat, in my 2%, I should obviously do a challenge of reading how many pages I get per text I get from the group chat. So, I'm going to set up a few rules, obviously to do with like how many pages per text and things like that. You don't do voice notes, so we rarely do voice notes. So, I've got some of the rules here. And I'm going to be one text per page. I'm going to do The Poisoner, Life and Crimes of Victorian Evil, England's most and twice stopped at. This is like when you start with, I'm going to start on page like 20, 25. So, per text is equivalent to one page. And in the group chat, we're known to talk about a lot of things. So I'm probably going to do things out, but if there's new rules, I'll tell you. So, they're American, non-English. I'm British. That's what I mean when I say I'm English. So I'm starting this on 4:30 p.m. on Sunday. Mainly because of the fact that I'm not awake yet. Um, so, these are one page per text. Hannah is known to send pictures of my outfits. So, 5 pages per outfit of her outfit. Bethany has nieces and nephews she looks after, and she talks about them quite regularly, so I've got a few rules for that. So, she sends a picture of her nieces and nephews, 5 pages. And they have a habit of talking. We have a habit of talking about criminal minds, and then 2AS, and a few other things like that. So I've got them in the rules. And then, because we do text on Facebook Messenger, then because of the fact that, so if I'm tagged by one of the, by B or Hannah, 10 extra pages. If Bethany B, as we call her, if she talks about criminal minds, 5 pages. And if she talks about her nieces and nephews, that's 10 pages. At the minimum, got no texts, because I'm not including the ones at 4 am. I know, I'm not awake. So, yeah, we'll wait and see if there is going to be more texts from the two. We're going to do it from Sunday to Sunday. Mainly because I'm trying to get through my legs. I might do a bit longer and then put it into like a part 2. So this one on the channel. Hopefully, I get to make it today. Yeah, let's go. I forgot to mention a rule. Because there's normally Facebook posts being sent into the group, like Magilla from Hannah and B. So that is 15 pages per one post that has been sent to the group chat. So we will actually see how many pages per point no texts. Because I'm most likely to sleep. Yeah, we will wait and see if I get text message when it comes in. So, got my first set pages. I've got 6 pages to read because she mentioned I've got one text message and one message about Criminal Minds. Criminal Minds is 5 pages, and just one text is 1 page. So 6 pages. So I'm going to go from page 25 to page 31. Let's go. Made it to page 32 of this book. It's about Dr. William Palmer, the big notorious doctor serial killer who was around in like 1800s, who lived in literally a few times over from me, which is absolutely crazy. It's quite an interesting read at the minute. I'm loving it. so far from what I've read, but I've only read take one page in the book. So I haven't really got much to criticise about the book just yet. Maybe I will after a new pages into the book. But we do have a week of this challenge, so I will get slightly further. And I had a group chat gets quite busy later on in the day for me. So pages depends how I've got up. So far, I've read 6 pages. Back with 7 pages, so I'm going to go from page 32 to page 38. And I did a roll. So if a single emoji is sent directly, not like an emotion, it's just a single one put into chat, 5 extra pages. So that's a new rule. I've got 7 pages to read. I keep trying to wait until the pages stack up. I don't want to come back and go, I've got all the pages left to read. So I'm here like, oh, I've got 7 pages, but then I don't want to do too much because I know what I'm like. So let's go read. So I've read these 7 pages I needed to read. It is picking up. You do learn a lot about Palmer and the people involved, and it's quite interesting to see like how people in like 1855 when it was happening. We live in £100 background will be a lot of money today in like today's time, if you know what I mean. So and like he's like sending £100 to this woman Jane to keep her client. Some of this stuff, and like I'm thinking of what the area would have looked like back when he was alive and getting when he was like doing that to people. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I actually cannot wait to read more on getting into my true crime a tad bit more now and actually reading more non-fiction books than I would back like last year because I'm getting more into true crime and thanks to my aunt, she gave me a take on book and now I am obsessed with true crime. I know I'm not using the group chat yet, but I have a few more rules. I've been going through the group chat just to basically see talk about to see how I can get more pages of this book read. So we've got 3 rules on there. We got well 4 actually because I remember because I was putting in one rule and I remember okay what I've used for something else. Hannah mentions a job, 5 pages. Hannah talks about her job class and she talks about getting there. I just want to go because she's tired or because she just can't bother that day. Because about customers at that job. Anything that is set to her job is 5 pages. B mentions NCIS. Anything to do with NCIS, 5 pages. Because we are obsessed with the criminal and NCIS process are. So I thought I'd add that in as well. We got Hannah mentions her family, and she talks about her mom, her sister, and brothers quite often. Dad equals to 10 pages. 10. And then when I was about to walk that road, I remembered that B also talks about family. This has to be about her mom, her brother, someone else in the family, not her niece or nephews. Because I was having a back. So B and anyone else in her family, not one to niece or nephews, it's 10 pages. So obviously, I've got a whole about the talking about niece and nephews, that's also 10 pages. I'll not make it fair. If they talk about anyone else in the family, including the kid's mom, because they're her brother's kids. And then if she mentions her mom, their mom, her brother, her mom, her things like that. And it says like that. 10 pages. So overall, so far, I started on page 25. I am now on page 39. So that's 13 pages so far read for this challenge. It's like 232 pages. So realistically, just under 300 pages so that I get to the end of this book. Um, the group chat will pick it up. It's currently 6 o'clock now. It's been 2.5 hours. Well, yeah, it's been an hour and a half hours since we started this challenge, nearly. And I really had 20 pages overall. It's only a couple of texts, but I can see the group chat picking up soon. So, in like when I wake up in the morning, I will count how many pages I need to read from the text messages that was sent out before, whilst I was obviously asleep, and then I'll read it when I'm obviously awake. Um, hopefully it's a decent amount of pages, because I've got quite a lot of books to actually get through, and the group chat can actually be quite active, so I can see the page count down from 13 to like 300 quite easily. Um, so I'd like a bit of rules to, I might add an extra one onto every like text. So like say if B talks about family, 11 pages needs to be read. So it's a big text. Talk about family. So 11 pages I might do that. So I get more of this book done. I do have quite a lot of books here to read to get through. So it will actually be a lot. I got another text message, and quite frankly, it was 15 like pages. You do read, so I've got to go from page 39 to page. So like start on page 39 and then read to page 54. So yeah, let's go do that. Read to page 54 is the book is already picking up, I have a say in it. Overall, I've read 28 pages for this challenge. I'm not getting very far because the texts right now are few and far between, mainly because Hannah works in a casino, so she works 8 hours. So the pages will start coming in probably about an hour. Cause it's like 7 o'clock, nearly 7 o'clock now. So we've been doing this chapter for 2 hours now, nearly 2.5, and we've got like probably 5 texts, which has equivalent to 28 pages overall. Hopefully, we do get more. Hopefully, we do obviously get further on into the book because, yeah. Well, I'm going to be doing this for quite a while, so I'm probably going to do the videos in parts, obviously. So you get part 1, which is a week. Like each part will be a week of me doing a challenge from Sunday to Sunday, and a little start on Sunday and one on Saturday, and then part 2, and then next part will start. So I'm trying to get through these books because I've got so many books that I want to get to. I've got physical books. I've got probably like 10 books out of the like checked out in the library that I need to finish in about less than a month. And one of them is a Stephen King book. And well, 2 of them are Stephen King. I think 2 of them are Stephen King books, but one of them's all of the Batman books. I think that's easy to say the series now. So it's going to be like over 1,000 pages. Or so close to that. So you can imagine the amount of text I'm going to need from the group chat to be able to get to the thing. So I can the group chat is quite active, not on that times for me anyway. So I can see the trends they're picking up. So I can see myself actually getting through this book. I've got probably 10 books out in the library, and I've got over like probably between 90 to 100 of my own physical books that I have not read yet, and then I've obviously got books on Kindle that I do want to read. And obviously it's going to take me an absolute while to get through all of these books if this is how it's going to be. So that's why I'm going to continue doing this challenge for a couple of months to see how many books I can obviously get through. Because what I might do is if I don't get to all of the books by, I think it's the 25th of April, is renew them all again. Probably renew it 2 more times. I don't know how many times you can renew until they tell you can't do it anymore. I wouldn't do it. Probably 2 more times when it gets to the 25th, towards the 25th. And then take more back. And then whichever ones I didn't read, check back in and check them back out again. So then I have a higher chance of actually reading the books in the future. My library is probably like a 10-minute walk for me. So whatever books I do read, I could probably just walk up there tomorrow, take the books I've read back, and then bring some more back. Might not tomorrow, depending how far I get through this, because I don't think one of them's got enough to take back. So I'm gonna see how far I get through this. If I read this, if I get like enough pages to finish this book, I might go to the library tomorrow, take this one back as well as another one that I finished, and then yeah, take them all out. I have added a new rule to the reading the amount of pages for text messages in the group chat, and it's any photo that's sent to the group chat is how many pages? It's 10 pages. So it doesn't mean photos from Bethany, be about Hannah's nephews or Hannah's outfit. Any other photo, like food, animals, screenshots, anything like that is the amount of pages, is 10 pages. Within, like, since I last updated you, I can't remember when I last updated you, but it's now like 9 o'clock. And there's been a few, the group chat has picked up since last updating you guys. I can't remember what time that was. And I've got to read 67 pages of this book. 67 pages. So the group chat has picked up. So that's going to be like a lot of pages. Let's see how many it actually is that I need to read. Like, well, what I can get up to. I'm currently on 55 and 67, 122. So I'll do page 122 of this book, which is absolutely crazy. That meant today I would have read 95 pages since starting this practice, like challenge of reading the amount of pages per the amount of text I got in the group chat. Like a lot of them has come from me and B talking about in criminal lines, and then I think she mentioned her family, so a few points. Hi, I'm back with an update on the page count for this. I read 50 pages overall from 25 to like 75. Yeah. I still have 131 pages left to read. The group chat has been actually active, so it skyrocketed. So I'm praying that every time I get to a page, there's a text, and then the page count doesn't go up or go down. It just stays the same. But I'm getting really comfortable. Hopefully I'll catch you up eventually. So, I'm going to update for new reason on the page from text message. Oh, actually, yeah, the poisoner. If you don't get anything you can't finish, couldn't get into it. It was getting boring. I'm going to carry it over the amount of pages I read to the next book, which is a book I've recently just got from the shop, Real Life Story. So I've got 143 pages to read in this book. I don't know how many pages it is, but I'm carrying it over today. And I'm just going to read it. And I'm going to keep counting. And I'm going to count the number of pages. How many pages I read to the amount of pages for every two. At minute 53, which is more like update. So I haven't actually updated you guys on like this. So I've read about 73 pages of the book. But the group chat has a sudden spurge of like text messages and things coming in. So I haven't actually been able to get the number of pages I actually need to read down. So I've got 345 pages to actually read. This is at the time of filming this little clip. There's no new messages in about 4 hours. So I will probably get to the end. I will either get to the end of this book with the 345 pages I have, and then that means I can then start on the third book in the Game Changer series. And I'll make a decent. I don't know how far I'll get into this. So this is 299 pages, and I'm on page 73. So I'm just over 200 pages away from the end of the book. So I'll probably have like 100, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more if I don't get any messages between now and when I finish this book. But I'll let you know. So, I forgot to mention, I don't know if I mentioned this, that I added any gifts that is sent into the group chat is an extra 5 pages. And then I've added a new rule. The nursery nurse is a TikTok thing that me and my mates talk about. That's a rule. If it is mentioned, it will be an added 10 pages. So I managed to get my page count from like 344, something like that, to 338. Now it's gone back up to 348. But I have like got to page 80 of this book, for like 7 pages. So that's good. Yes, the nursery nurse will be an added extra 10 points. So I'm definitely finishing this, and I am definitely going to make my way, making a decent chunk in this, considering how many messages are going to get sent in the next couple of hours. So yeah, let's go. So a quick update, guys. Last night I finished this one. Real Ghost Stories, 4 stars overall. It was a decent read, liked it, liked some of the stories that went on in the book. It was a fun read. And then I probably had about 350 pages like left that I needed to read. So then I picked up Tough Guy, that's an award. I got to page 150 last night, and then decided I'm not gonna finish reading because that was like 3 AM. And I just decided, nah, not today. And I went to read because I couldn't read anymore because it was 3-4 in the morning. So I got to page 150 last night, and I probably had about 300 pages left to read. Like from the amount of pages I had. So yeah, so then I picked this up this morning and then read the remaining 150 pages and finished it. So I've got that down, and then I had about 165 pages left. And then I picked up Legends of Latte this morning. I'm on page 15 at the minute, and I got it down to like 150, and then my mates, and then I got it back up, and then my mates texted, the group just texted, and I'm now back up to 171 pages needed to be read, but there is another text that I do need to read, because the group chat's just gone off, so it's probably about 180, 190 pages that I need to read. This book is 269 pages. So, and I'm on page 15. So I've got a couple of pages, a lot of pages to go. And then my next read after I finish that, because now in my friendship group, I'm going to finish, they're going to send me enough text to finish Legends and Lattes. They are quite literally going to send me like, there is a high chance it's going to go up to like 300 pages again, considering I did just get that down to 171. But I know what my friendship group is like. They're going to get my page count to like 300. They don't know I'm doing this challenge. I haven't told them. So, because I know what they're like. I know what Beth B is like. She is a menace. So if I told her I was doing this challenge, she'd be like, I'm gonna send texts to get her page count up. And then so when you finish this, I've got the Bachman books by Stephen King. This is like 900 pages. This one's gonna probably take me the longest because it's 900 pages, and that's probably 3-4 days worth of text. That's if the conversations aren't like that. Sometimes they are, sometimes it's not, depending on what everyone's doing that day. Like, and Hannah's off work today, so she's gonna be free to message. And B isn't looking after her niece and nephews yet, so she's also going to be free to text. So there's a high chance that the page count will eventually go up. So I'll give you a quick update. I'll give you an update again when I have finished this, or if the page count gets to 300. So yeah, let's go. So an update on my reading. No new messages have been sent into the group chat, probably because they're all busy. So I did have 171, I think, when I last updated you. I now have 120 pages, and I am now on page 86. So if I do read the 120 pages, I will then get to page 206, meaning I have 63 pages left of this book. Which seems absolutely crazy considering I have only just started this book today. I haven't got any new notifications from the group chat, so to then go towards this. That's how thick it is. And that is how thick the book is. I like to have 3 books not on the go, but like that I know I'm going to read. So I like to have one that I'm in the middle of, which is Legends and Lattes, and then 2 that I am definitely gonna read after. So these are my 2. So we've got Thriller by, I think, well, I don't know if it's considered a thriller or horror. It says horror on the library sticker. And then I've got this memoir, Raised by a Serial Killer. These are like the ones I do want to get to next after Legends and Lattes. This will be first, the Bachman books, and then it will be Raised by a Serial Killer. Once I finish this, I'll go into this, and then I'll go on to whatever one I choose after that. It'll probably be Belladonna or something like that. I do like to have 3 on the go. Not on the go, but 3 that I can, like a stack of 3. So then I don't feel overwhelmed with how many I do actually need to read. There is over 100 that I want to get to. So that's going to be quite hard, and I'm going to go to the library again soon once I finish Legends and Lattes, so probably tomorrow or Thursday, to take back 3 library books, and then take more out, and those will be added to the pile of books that I do actually need to get to. Quick update on how many of this I've read. The highest it's gone since I last spoke to you was 62 pages needed to be read. I've got it back down to 50, and I'm on page 168. I've just read 12 pages to get me to, yeah, so I've got 50 pages left of the book. So when I do actually finish 50 pages, it'll get me to probably about 210, 218, giving me about 51 pages left in the book, which is fine. I can easily get that in the next 3-4 hours from texts, so I'm not really worried about finishing this because I can probably get the 51 pages I need by tomorrow. So then this book will be done realistically tomorrow night at the latest, I reckon. Whereas the Bachman books, I don't know actually how many pages it is. It's about 600. It's about 678. I'm not 100% sure how long it is. Well, the last book is 978. So I mean that's a lot of texts that I'm gonna need from the group to actually get through this book because of how big it is. I think it's multiple books in one, but hopefully I'll get that done by realistically Saturday. So hopefully I get this done by Saturday. So yeah. Quick update, I am on page 110 of this book. I have got 130 pages left to read before, but I do have some texts in my inbox that I have actually left because I'm trying to get this number down, the 130 pages down, but I do know that there's going to be probably like 100 more pages that I have to do to get back to once I actually look at my text messages from the group chat. But yeah, let me just go and finish this and I'll do the update. For the reading challenge, I'm going to do something a bit different than normal for like my TBR. So I've got a TBR promise. I'm going to keep Red Mask Everyone Killer as like my next book. I'm going to read after the one I'm currently reading, but I'm trying to switch between library and physical books. So I read 3 books, 2 of them were physical. One, actually I think I feel it will be next. So 1 was library book, 2 was physical TBR. So that's gonna be like after my physical TBR book. Because the bottom books will take me up to 2 library books and then 2 physical books. So I've got 16 prompts written down. I'm going to use a random number generator to pick what prompt. So I've got Toy series, continuous series, a new author, a fave author, matching the current season, book matching outfit, meaning I have that something on the thing. Book starting with the one title, book with a red line, because red's my favorite colour. Book with an even number of pages, read the 5 repetition. I've got quite a few in the stacks of books that need to read quite a lot. A book adapted to screen. I don't know how many I have. I know I've got Dexter, then last 3 Dexter 3, and I think I have some Stephen King books that have been adapted to screen on my life. I don't know what else I have adapted to screen. My TV, all my TBR is book published in the last 2 years, so this year, because I don't think I have any 2026 releases. I think I have 1, and 1 or 2. So those I'm not going to count that. Well, I'm going to count that, but I'm going to do 2024. As well as like 2026. So there's 5, 4, 6, 4. So that's 3 years complete because I don't actually own that many 2026 books, and I know I do have quite a few 2025 books on my DVR. It's actually when I do get more 2026 releases on my back, I will like include it in me non-fiction because I'm trying to get more into that because I know mystery fiction as we all do. I'm not really a big non-fiction person, but I think I have 2 books, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 non-fiction books in my stacks. I never did Oscar sports like 3 to 10, so that's been added. Read Sports Running. I started using sports for that book. As you know, I have just finished Tough Guy. So if you read, I don't have the common goal. You can't looking for that. But as soon as I get that, I'm gonna try and get this in series because I think I'm missing missing 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7's obviously not out yet. So I'm just missing the last 3. And then read around general romance book. I'm gonna pull up on the generator. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna get. I've got the map. I'm gonna generate the album to 16 because I've got 16,000 minutes. So let's have a look at what number I get and then what it let's do this generate. I think for a fave or for a book, I chose the Inheritance Games by Julian Barnes, mainly because I read that nothing by her last year, and there's a new one coming out, and I'm so excited for that book. It's like if it does come out when it comes out. So, and I read the prequel, I think it is, to this series. Can't remember what it's called. I played it from the library like last week and I read it. Can't remember what it's called. And I do have it's like a book on loan from the library. So I need to get to this before I do get to that. I was gonna pick a Stephen King book, but I'm already in the middle of Stephen King. So next time I will definitely pick a Stephen King book, hopefully. I don't know, but we will have to see. So I'll come back with an update soon. Quick update, guys. I've read the rest of this today because it was like 100 pages on from the end. So I decided to finish it despite the fact that it would put me to negative. So I don't have to technically read. I don't technically have to read any more of the Inheritance Games today. Well, until this is going to be my next read. So for this challenge, I've read 6 books. I don't know the actual number on how many pages. I think it's like 1,800 pages, something like that. So this is my next read, and because I like to have 2 books on the go, I picked up Mickey 17. I know because I've read it. I started reading it and then I never finished it. So I'm going to pick up Mickey 17 because obviously I'm going to do book on my physical TBR, library physical TBR. So this one's off my physical TBR as Stephen King. This one was just from the library. So that's another one of my library books down. Despite the fact I have like over 15 that I need to read, but they have been spaced out. I have my next 21 reads picked out because of the fact that I am so indecisive, and I was just like, I need to know what I'm going to read next. So I'll give you an update when I've read a bit more of this, and with an actual page count number. So yeah, let's go. So a quick update on page count for this. It was 175 pages. I read 20 pages today, meaning I'm down to 408 pages into this book, and I have 155 pages left to read of this book. I went out today, hence why I didn't get further into this book than before, so I went shopping. So let's talk about what I got. I went to the library as well, so I'm mentioning what I got from the library and then what I got from shopping. I bought Recoin because I heard good things about this book. I'm not going to add them to my TBR until unless it's a live book. I'm not going to add the physical books involved because of the fact that I haven't got over 100 that I need to read. So I'm going to prioritize them, and then when I have not one left, I'll put these books onto my TBR. So I've got Recoin. I've heard good things about this. Honestly, don't know what it's about. After all, what you mean. So that's like the first thing I brought. And then, before I went shopping, I got 10 library books because of the fact that I like to punish myself. Where's that? Stephen King. I'm trying to read all these books, and I haven't read this one yet. And need to pick it up because I haven't read it. So yeah, got this one. I then went to the non-fiction section first to see how many I wanted. Leon and Jean from Gogglebox, and there were people on Google Books, and I wanted to read their story. So, another book added, and then another one from the library. Henry VIII, The Decline and Fall of Tyrants. I love learning about like Tudors and everything to do with Tudors because of the fact that I love six. I love the 6 Wives of Henry VIII. So, picked it up. Mary Boleyn, which is Anne Boleyn's sister. The Great and Infamous Whore. Lovely. I haven't heard much about her, hence why I wanted to pick it up and read it. I know a lot about Anne Boleyn because she's my favourite. She's my favourite. Henry VIII's wife, she's my favourite. Don't know why, I just love her. So I wanted to learn about my sister. So because of this challenge, I know I'm going to read one of these books when I can. And I got Lily Ballmore because I did want to learn more about dancing, and she was on Strictly Come Dancing, so I added that to the several books I got. I then picked up A Night in Paris. No idea what it's about, just like look at the cover. It's cute. So obviously I had to pick it up if I liked the colour of it. I then got Survivor of the River Kwai, the incredible story of railway. I know nothing about this, so I guess I'll just learn about it and read it. And then I've got 3 more books I got from the library. Charles III, because I don't know nothing about him, but I know a lot about Diana, because I love Diana. The Lady Penelope, so I know nothing about her either, so picked it up to see what is about her. I then picked up In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. I heard her books were good. I think I don't know how many of hers I read. Actually, I don't even know if it's a series or not. If it is, I'm not going to read it. I didn't know if it was a series or not. I didn't look into it, which was quite stupid of me. On to the books I did buy of Lonely Queen. This series by P.K. Robertson, because I've got all of her other books, I think, except this one. I wanted to read it. So, because I've heard so many good things, and I think this is her first series she's ever published. So, of course, I had to get my hands onto it and read it. And it was on a deal, so I love the deal. And then we've got this is all from my charity shop now. Wolf of Wall Street. In my local charity, one of the charity shops, the one I went into does 2 for £1. And I love me a good deal, so I picked up 6 books. So I got The Wolf of Wall Street because I watched the movie, and I feel like the book was better than the movie. I then have The Duke Man, because serial killer. Main serial killers? I want to know more. I look around the minds, so. I then got a Harlan Coben book. Don't Let Go. Don't know what this is about. Just look cool, and then I see his books in our charity shop. So I wanted come home with me, basically. And then got SAS Brothers in Arms, because I know nothing about this sort of thing, and I'm trying to obviously read more. And I'm trying to read more non-fiction books. And turns out this bloke has so many books. So I'm going to pick them up, obviously, because they're non-fiction. And I love some non-fiction. Well, because I need to read more. And it's all about World War II. So I'm going to read it. And then the last 2 I got was books in a series. So I got Death from Fromage and Death from France by the same guy. I think this is book 1 and that was book 2. I have no idea though. because it's a book. This one's book 1, and this one's book 2. So, can't wait to read them all. Update on how I'm doing. I have read 322 pages of this book, so I'll probably have about 50 pages left of this book, so I'm quite literally near the end. I do have 19 pages to read that I've been stacked up. Just a quick page count for the week is 1,899 pages. This will obviously count because I think it's done last night. So we most likely will go up to 2,100, maybe a bit more, maybe like 2,300, depending. So it's been the week. So quick round of poems. During this, I read 7 books, 1 DNF, read a minimum of 2,000 pages, which is crazy to me. That in the past week, I've read 2,000 pages. That just seems unreal to me. That hopefully next week we will have a better, not a better reading week, but we'll see which reading week is the best reading week that we have. So we need to see if next week beats this week for page count. So we will actually see. So, quick update, finished reading this book. I've read the 20 pages that I had to read for this challenge, and it got me to page 352, page 2. And then I decided I was going to read the rest of the 20 pages and go into minus. So texts that was sent between, after I read the pages that went into minus will go towards getting me out of the minus. What the fuck was that ending? 5 stars. Jennifer Lynn Barnes, the woman you are. The woman you are. She knows how to write a good book. I absolutely ate up the Natural series that she wrote. I probably read that back to back because I could not put that series down. And I can't remember what I got first, the Naturals or this. I know I have another one of her book series, like Little White Lies. I think that's her other series that I have on my piles of books I need to read. So, yeah, read this, 5 stars, absolutely fucking insane. Because what do you mean about that ending? She knows how to write a good twist. She does know how to write a good twist. I did not expect the mom to have anything to, the Sky to have anything to do with what happened. Did not expect that. So the next book I'm going to pick up, because it's a library book now, and I obviously said it was going to be raised by a serial killer. So I'm going to pick this one up, because it's obviously next. And because I like to have 2 books. I have Mickey 17 is obviously going to be my physical TBR book. Well, the book that I own, that's my TBR. But that means I need to have a library book. And I was going to read Belladonna by Adeline Grace. But then I just remembered that I had the Hawthorne Legacy borrowed from the library. Because I knew that I had the Legacy games on my TBR. And I knew that I would want to read the second book in the series. So I switched Belladonna and this. So Belladonna took this place, and then this took Belladonna's place. Because what the hell was this? Like, what the hell was this ending? So my next week's always going to be Raised by a Serial Killer, then Mickey 17, then the Hawthorne Legacy. So I'm obviously, as you can tell, I'm doing physical book, TBR, library book, physical book, TBR, library. So this actually falls perfectly in line. I'm obviously going to have to buy a physical copy of this book once I finished it, because I know I am absolutely going to read these when I come to read it. Obviously, I've got 2 books in the queue that I need to read before I actually get in to this book. But I'm probably easily gonna read them 2 books by Tuesday, max of them. Knowing with how, and I also know that I'm probably gonna read these books quicker because I want to get to this. So overall for the week, I have read 7 books. I had 1 DNF. I also had, so with my overall page count, I've added in this page count to the page count I already had from reading the Blockman books. 2,271 pages that I read between Sunday and now, because it's now Saturday. I count like the individual books in the Blockman books as individual books. That's why it's a bit higher than what it is. If I didn't count it, it's probably about 4, but because I counted the books as single books, it's 7. But the page count would have still been the same, no matter what. So 2,271 pages has been read in the week, and I have read 7 books, had 1 DNF. What do you mean I read 7 books in a week? 7. So we're going to see how many we read by next Saturday and see if I can beat 2,271 pages read. So, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!